Alright, first off, I think we can all agree on the fact that we all hate racism and sexism. Like, who would do that? Oh, yeah, one of our world leaders, Donald Trump. Not like he leads America or something. But in all seriousness, I don't understand why people even decide to do it in the first place. It's like why people sometimes don't realize that they have a little bit more freedom than most people of color. They don't realize they have this privilege because they aren't affected by racism as much. I just don't, as I said before, I don't understand why people decide to do it. It just doesn't make sense to me. Does it make sense to you? Because it certainly doesn't to me. Now back to talking about how racism is completely stupid and offensive. Just because you're white does not give you the entitlement to think that, oh, white's not my fault, I think whites are superior. I'm white. Because no race is superior in any other way. Now, quoting the famous Martin Luther King, nobody knows why they are alive until they know what they would die for. And honestly, I'd fight till my dying breath for racism and sexism and ableism and all the isms. Just stop, go away, and never come back. Because what if you were walking down the street one day and you saw a homeless black man? You were given maybe $1 or two, right? Or if some racist people started talking to you and said, no, stop, what are you doing? He is black, why would you give him money? In my shoes, I'd probably push them out of the way, call them terrible human beings, and give the man some money. Even though that situation is a bit random. Also, make sure you take into consideration on who you are talking to and if they've experienced racism before. Or just to be sure you don't say anything offensive. Because, for example, dude, the famine in South Sudan right now is awful, isn't it? But what if the person you're talking to overheard someone say, dude, the people of South Sudan deserve it, they are black. And what if they have relatives living in South Sudan, or maybe they are from South Sudan themselves? How would that make you feel? But again, this is another random example. Okay, so onto the topic of sexism. It's also completely unwanted, stupid, and offensive as well. And also, why don't people say more definitive things more often? So if someone's decided to be sexist to you for whatever reason, say something to them like, is this what you would say to your mother, your sister, your daughter, or maybe your grandma? No, they wouldn't. And it's not okay for them to say inaccurate comments about the opposite gender. And you should always say something, because it could stick with you for a long time if you did not stand up for yourself. And by the way, don't let it happen to others. Because if you see it happening to another person, just don't let it happen because you don't feel like it. You should always step in, regardless of who the person is. Even if you dislike the person, you should always stand in, because sexism, or any type of discrimination for that matter, has no place in this world. And don't just provoke them to be sexist just to use it against them, because it is just scummy. Because if you don't want it to happen, don't make it happen. Because if when people are around you and you hear someone being sexist to you or another person, don't let it happen. Wait the next day and then tell people about it, and then provoke them to be sexist to use it against them. Because if you just tell someone the day it happens, then they'll probably believe you. Because if you lie about someone being sexist towards you or another person, then you're trying to get them fired from a job, throwing them under the bus, or just to be outright vile. In addition, don't wait for someone to step in for you, because you should always step up for yourself. Because if the person being sexist towards you finds out that you will not stand up for yourself, they'll probably decide to be sexist towards you where no one can see you or hear you. So in conclusion, always be an upstander for yourself and others, and maybe you could join me and many, many others against the fight against discrimination.